Shut up, crime! Here's Harmless Phosphorescence! Hello, everyone! This is Throw Smiley, and I've been bathing your apple crisp and tater tots in the beam of sloth! Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and they asked me to be a real beard Santa because my beard was so real, and I said no. I gotta write this report.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I'm here to do all the gay-ass crimes.
Hey, over here, I'm a little bird.
No, I'm Alaric Weber.
And this is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's the podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero movie ever made. We really do watch all of them. This is our 90th. We gather some research into the production and the source material, and we tell you all about it. I think at this point we may be some of the world's most preeminent experts on superhero cinema. My God.
Yeah.
This show is brought to you by our patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You can be a patron too. Just head over to patreon.com/harmless entertainment. We got lots of bonus content there. We got a Star Wars miniseries, holiday shows, music shows. Just today we put up a brand new episode of the season 2 episode premiere of Attention Hellmart Shoppers. That just went up today.
Awesome.
Yeah. So head on over there, guys. $1 a month is all it takes to get in on the bottom floor. We do have our winner for June's monthly movie. The polls closed. Do you guys want to hear, or do you want it to be a surprise later?
Let's have a reveal party.
Okay. I'll shoot some glitter into the air. It'll be the color of the movie.
Yeah, I want to know.
So our June winner is Speed Racer.
Huh.
I was honestly surprised. It was really close, and then at the end, like the last 3 days, we got like 5 extra Speed Racer votes on from Facebook, because Indiana Jones was taking it on Twitter, and Facebook is like heavy Speed Racer for some reason. All the Facebook people. And this time, I only voted once this time, guys. So it didn't even matter.
I demand an audit on all of our previous episodes.
Well, I'll quickly describe the happening since that didn't win. Marky Mark knows something is happening, and it's the trees.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
We don't need to talk about that movie.
That is 100% the best description of that film I've ever heard. So yeah, Indiana 4 came in second. It was a very close up until the end. Then it was like about 4 or 5 down. The Happening came in third, and then Repo was a close fourth. So that's stay tuned. Next month we will be talking in our monthly movie about The Happening, or I'm sorry, not The Happening, about Speed Racer.
We just did that movie.
I'll be talking about The Happening, but the episode will be entitled Speed Racer. So tune in. This week though on Harmless Phosphorescence we are watching Super.
I knew I was losing her.
Excuse me, have you seen my wife?
I don't think she wants to see you anymore.
Sarah!
Don't touch my car again. I'm going. That's not the kind of touching I meant.
Jock, he stole my wife. Can you arrest him?
Sometimes it's better just to accept these things.
Batman, batarang, pipe bombs, utility belt.
Utility belt.
Green Arrow has a bow and arrow.
Okay.
Why do you need all those?
I'm making up my own superhero. He needs a weapon. That'll do.
Cool.
All it takes to be a superhero is the choice to fight evil.
Shut up, crime.
I'm very silent.
Don't steal! Don't deal drugs! Don't molest kids!
Brutal assault by the Crimson Bolt continued last night.
Are you him?
No.
That's cool. could be your kid's sidekick. Ta-da! How do I look?
That's inappropriate.
Frank is the only thing that will save me.
We will take those suckers down.
That's good.
Let's do this.
You just sit here and wait for crime to happen?
That's right.
This is so boring.
Yes, I can tell you now it's
You're supposed to kill him!
I'm just learning. You have to teach me these things.
This is not about good and evil. This is about she loved me more because I am interesting. Shut up, crime! Face the wrath of the Crimson Bolt!
Super was released April 1st, 2011 into America's cinemas. It was released in the Toronto International Film Festival in 2010. That's why you'll see it called a 2010 movie, but it did not make it into American cinemas until April 1st, 2011. It's rated R. It has a R. It has a running time of 96 minutes. It cost $2.5 million, and it took in, for its box office total, $593,933. Yeah.
Oh man.
It did not do well.
It's not hard to see why. I mean, it's a good movie, but I understand why.
It's niche. It's definitely niche. It's definitely indie, and it definitely suffered.
It's hardcore.
It's hardcore, and it suffered from being released after Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because
all the religious overtones probably turn people off more than the violence, because this is America.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's an interesting avenue to explore, I thought, and one I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So that being said, gentlemen, shall we play the box office top 10 game?
Dun, 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 dun.
This is the game wherein the boys here try to guess where the movie opened, and then they try to guess what movie I'm describing when I describe each and every film in the box office top 10 for the week of April 1st, 2011. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. Super did not open in the top 10. It did open in the top 50. So who wants to go first to guess where it was? Let's go, Brian.
37.
Brian is guessing 37.
Oh my God, that was exactly what I was gonna guess.
Damn
Really?
it, Al.
I knew it, Al.
You got
I knew
you.
it.
Al?
Don't think so loud.
Yeah. Al, what are you gonna guess?
Shoot. I guess I'll go with 39 now.
Al says 39, and Josh, what are you guessing?
The answer is always 42.
It is indeed. All right. So, just so you know, I'm going to run through the openers this week. At number 102, a movie called Wrecked. I refuse to look at what that's about. One at 90 called Circo. Same. At 69, we have Le Quattro Volte, which I assume is about 4 volts of electricity. At 68, Rubber. Do you guys know Rubber? It's a horror movie about a tire that kills people. A sentient car tire.
Really?
You have to see it. It is incredible.
It's amazing.
I love that movie.
Absolutely.
What's it called again?
Rubber. Yeah. Watch Rubber.
Yeah.
Highly
It is
recommend
on
it.
my high recommendation of bizarre movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm already on board.
It's definitely worth it.
Does the tire have to always be rolling? What happens if it falls over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can it get back up?
That question is answered in the
Awesome.
movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Telekinesis comes in handy.
When you're a tire.
Yes. All right. Number 58, Queen to Play, which I assume is about Freddie Mercury. Number 56, Cat Run, which who knows? That could be about anything. Oh, that's not about what I thought it was going to be. I'm disappointed. It is not a children's film. Number 53, In a Better World, which is Oh, that looks depressing. That's depressing. It's about Danish people. Never mind. We won't talk about it. And at number 48, Super. After his wife falls under the influence of a drug dealer, an everyday guy transforms himself into Crimson Bolt, a superhero with the best intentions, but lacking in heroic skills. So 48, Josh, you won that one. You were the closest. So you then get a cup of something which is almost, but not quite entirely unlike tea.
All right.
At number 43, Trust was opening this week. Trust is about a teenage girl who is targeted by an online sexual predator. So that's a fun romp. 37 is Game, which could be about anything. It's a guy that hunts people on an island. Okay.
Naturally.
Yeah. Number 30, which is, I was going to say that's the weirdest sequel of all time to He Got Game. At number 35, The Last Godfather. That's the one where Don Corleone rises from the grave. To hunt people on an island.
It's the Sicilian zombie movie.
Yeah, you mean Sicily?
The King's Speech opened at number 15, which is weird. Oh, it's the PG-13 version. I thought we talked about this before. Was the other version R or was it PG? Did they make it dirtier or cleaner? I wonder.
There two The King's Speeches.
Yeah, and they released
really?
They released the two different versions, and they released them both into theaters.
And the other one, he's like stuttering filthy things, or
I don't know. Maybe the other one was
having sex on the radio.
Was the other one G? Was maybe the other one G, and this one they dirtied up.
Rated R for some language.
Okay, so they cut out some language, I guess.
What language we're unsure of.
Fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the box office top 10. Finally. We've been playing the game for 5 minutes already. Coming in at number 10 this week, a squad of U.S. Marines becomes the last line of defense against a global invasion.
G.I. Joe?
No.
That was my guess.
Yeah.
No, that was...
Battleship.
No, but that was a good guess, Al. G.I. Joe was 2009, I remember, because we had to talk about it for a monthly movie. This is Battle Los Angeles.
Oh, this is what, Aaron Eckhart with the aliens and all that shit?
Yeah.
I never saw this.
Yeah, me neither. Oh, God, this movie. Okay, number 9. Two English comic book geeks traveling across the U.S. encounter an alien outside of Area 51.
Paul. I love this movie.
Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's charming.
It really is. Yeah, that's a good one. At number, wow, this fucking week is weird. Coming in at number 8. An ordinary chameleon accidentally winds up in the town of Dirt, a lawless outpost in the Wild West in desperate need of a new sheriff.
Rango?
Rango, yeah. That was a good one. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 7. Oh my God, this movie. A young girl institutionalized by her abusive stepfather retreats to an alternative reality as a coping strategy and envisions a plan to help her escape.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Have you seen
Snyder?
Have you guys seen Sucker Punch?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I watched
When
it
it
in the
was
theater multiple times.
Really?
All the girls I knew wanted to go to it, and I was like, fuck it, I'll get high and go.
Wow,
That movie's a trip.
because that movie is, oh my Lord.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's a male erotic fantasy.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's its charm.
Yeah, so yeah, like
As a man.
So your female empowerment is being a stripper. Okay.
Yes.
You're a samurai schoolgirl. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
here for it. I can watch 3 hours of this. It was like incredibly long too, wasn't it?
Oh, of course, it
Yeah.
was Zack Snyder.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Brevity is not his thing.
No. Coming in at number 6. A lawyer defending a wealthy man begins to believe his client is guilty of more than just one crime. This is part of the McConaissance.
Oh, Me Too crimes,
Lincoln
baby.
Lawyer.
Lincoln Lawyer. That's right. That's right. So you get a point divided, Brian. Lincoln joke. Coming in at number 5. I didn't say it was a good Lincoln joke. Coming in at number 5. Oh, this one. I almost put this on our... I was trying to figure out when I saw this on the list previously whether this needed to be on our list, and I decided it did not, luckily. With the help of a mysterious pill that enables the user to access 100% of his brain abilities. A struggling writer becomes a financial wizard, but it also puts him in a new world with lots of dangers. Limitless. Yeah, you're on fire this week, Brian. Yeah, this was...
I think I remember this year.
This was Bradley.
It was a good month for you.
Bradley Cooper takes a smart pill.
Yeah, I think this is the most sober I've been in our years of doing this.
That's what happens when we record on a Wednesday afternoon.
Well, no, I mean like that year. I was pretty sober.
Okay. At number 4, back in summer school after summer vacation, Greg Heffley and his older brother Roderick must deal with their parents' misguided attempts to have them bond. I saw this film.
Heffley and Roderick? I assume they're British.
No,
Stepbrothers?
No, they're not at all. No.
Heff and Rod. Let's see.
No guesses? Doot. I got to get the Jeopardy sound. This is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Roderick rules.
I knew it was something like that kind of thing.
So they're not British.
Yeah. I had 2011, let's see. I had a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old. So Diary of a Wimpy Kid was in heavy rotation in our house.
Is it like the Diary of Laura Palmer? Does it get really dark?
It does. Well, there's that point where the dad murders Roderick.
Oh, Jesus.
He does a lot of things to Roderick.
I thought he was going to go out for cigarettes, but he just murders the kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched Twin Peaks or Roderick Rules.
We spoiled both.
We did. At number 3, a family looks to prevent evil spirits from trapping their comatose child in a realm called The Further.
Is this Insidious?
It is Insidious. Yeah.
Wow. You're just sweeping it.
Yeah. Opening this week.
Sweep the leg.
You've won 10 pipe wrenches.
Yeah. All 3 of our top 3 here
to
are
the face.
our openers this week. Coming in at number 2, a soldier wakes up in somebody else's body. and
not sexual in nature at all.
And discovers he's part of an experimental government program to find the bomber of a commuter train within 8 minutes. I saw this. I forgot about this movie. It's a Gyllenhaal.
Looper or Jumper? No, we did Jumper.
It's a Gajillion-Hall.
Lupa?
No. Source Code.
Oh.
It's like he keeps going back to the train over and over again. Yeah.
This and Eagle Eye were like the same movie.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And opening this week at number 1, the Easter Bunny's teenage son heads to Hollywood, determined to become a drummer in a rock and roll band in LA. Hop, yeah. Yes.
I don't remember that movie at all.
Took my little cousin to
I also saw this film. Again, I had a 4-year-old and a 13-year-old.
You're always justifying that.
It's okay to like Diary. That was Hop. It had James What's his face?
Marsden.
Cutie Patootie. Yeah, Marsden.
Yeah.
Oh, he's adorable. Was he the rabbit or was he like the human handler of the rabbit?
He's the human. He's always the human that drives next to the animated character and they both scream in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys know the shot.
Yeah, getting pulled over and explaining the rabbit next to him.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a rabbit, sometimes it's Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's always James Marsden.
Sometimes it's Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is our box office top 10, which brings us to our film of the week. Super. There is no comic book or character background for this one, as it sprung fresh from the mind of our writer-director, much like the Greek god sprung from the mind of Kronos. Yeah, get a little punchy on Wednesdays. So this was written and directed by Mr. James Gunn. So James Gunn, we missed a movie that he wrote from 2000. Unfortunately, it was called The Specials. We'll get to that afterwards. I didn't know it existed until we were past it in our timeline.
Right on.
But we'll be getting around to that eventually. Mr. James Gunn is one of, what is it, like 12? I don't know. He has, 6. One of 6 kids. He has, of course, his brother.
So you'd say that was a whole arsenal of guns.
That's right. An armory. Sean, of course, is in all his movies, including this one. But he started off with Trauma. Yes. His first film credit is Tromeo and Juliet, which he wrote.
Sure did.
Then
he was married to Jenna Fisher for a long time.
Yes, he was.
It's probably how he met Rainn Wilson.
100%. 100%. When he wrote this movie, Jenna Fisher gave Rainn Wilson the script.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He was married to Jenna Fisher? I had no idea.
Until 2008. She was in his, one of his early movies, Slither.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they met during his Trauma days.
Yeah. Slither was his first writer-director credit. It was his first film by James Gunn. This was his second. Guardians was third. He had two writer-director credits prior to Guardians. But he did have writing credits on both Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. Although apparently his actual original draft of the first Scooby-Doo film was R-rated. And and they filmed it. They filmed it that way and then edited it to be PG. There's a version of Scooby-Doo that could be released that includes them straight up smoking pot, cursing, and a lesbian Velma.
Lots of shots of Velma's ass, yeah.
Lesbian Velma, like straight up, yeah.
Or Scooby just humping random things.
Oh,
like
the Scooby-Doo.
A male dog would.
I kept trying to figure out why Linda Cardellini was in 30 seconds of this movie, and then I just realized she was Velma.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That suddenly makes a lot of sense. So, he wrote and directed this. There's not really much to say about the production. It seems to be pretty much he got funding and went and made it. John C. Reilly was who he had in mind when he wrote the part of Frank.
Huh. He would have pulled it off.
Yeah, he would have been good too.
Quite well.
Yeah. But instead we got Rainn Wilson as Frank Darbo, the Crimson Bolt, of course, best known as Dwight from The Office. We've seen him previously in My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yep. Yippee. Elliot Page as Libby / Bolty. We have seen Elliot Page previously in, which one was it? Was it the second one? Was that the second X-Men? It was the third.
Oh, yeah. As
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde in X-Men Last Stand. Yeah.
Juno. That's when she broke, or he broke. Yeah, they broke onto the scene.
Yeah, Juno was definitely the first time I saw Elliot Page. I also saw them in Inception was probably the next time I became aware.
Yeah.
Recently, the Umbrella Academy,
which I haven't gotten to yet, but I hear it's very good.
Yeah, you haven't?
Not yet.
Yeah.
How lucky.
I just started Doom Patrol recently. Doom Patrol, and I'm going to be finishing Invincible tonight with Jude. So,
oh good Lord, I just watched that.
Did you watch the whole series already?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. We have the last 2 episodes to do tonight. That was It was amazing so far. Yeah. Liv Tyler, as I swear we've seen her in something. I swear, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I've just watched Lord of the Rings so many times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just Arwen.
Yeah. Oh, the Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Betty.
That's right. That was the most forgettable MCU film of all time. Yeah, we saw her in that. She's always just Arwen or like half of the Catholic girl team of from the Aerosmith videos. Kevin Bacon, Mr. Kevin Bacon. This is our first time. His first movie was Animal House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure was.
Which, wow.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? He delivers that line.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Iconic.
His big breakout was Diner. Friday the 13th was a big one for him, of course.
Tremors.
Flatliners was that same year. Flatliners and Tremors came out in the same year. Wow. Yeah. Wild Things, which is like one of the top romantic thrillers like of the 90s.
Don't forget Footloose.
Oh
yeah.
Jeez, yeah. Thanks, Al.
Absolutely.
That's where I saw him first.
Yeah, that's probably definitely the first place. Well, I don't know. I might have seen Animal House before Footloose. I can't remember.
He has never not worked since Animal House.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's constantly in something.
There's a game out of it.
Yeah.
It's like the fourth. He connects the universe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
The man freaking works. Stir of Echoes, by the way, is a really underrated horror film, I think.
Yeah. I agree.
Nathan Fillion is the Holy Avenger.
Shoot. I just noticed maybe we talked about it before, but he was second teenager in Hero at Large. Remember?
Kevin Bacon.
So, yeah.
That's right.
It was making fun of John Ritter.
That's right. I forgot about that. And you know what's funny is that I was listening to another podcast about this movie, which it was not a great podcast, so I don't even remember what it was called. But they mentioned that they thought this was like an updated version of Hero at Large, kind of. And I was like, I mean, kinda. Yeah. But I forgot about that. So yeah, Nathan Fillion as the Holy Avenger, best known as Mal from Firefly. He was also Castle in Castle. He's been around for so long. He started out in the 90s on One Life to Live. He played Joey Buchanan. He was nominated for a Daytime Emmy. Wow.
He brought it.
He was in Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place along with Deadpool. Yeah. And then he got cast in Firefly. I feel like he's one of those guys that never, like, everyone knows who he is, but he never like broke out.
Yeah.
Like he's firmly everyone's favorite B-lister.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker is back as Abe. We saw him in most recently in another religious centric superhero movie, Super Capers.
Oh yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Our least favorite superhero movie.
Yeah. Bottom of the list.
My brain erased it.
Yeah.
He'll be in other James Gunn movies, as we know.
Yeah, on
our list.
Yeah, we'll see him again.
He's great. He's great in this.
He is fucking great.
He is.
Yeah.
I love Michael Rooker. Yeah.
Never have I seen a bad or half-assed performance.
Yeah, he brings so much to this basic like goon role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has some unique qualities for a goon, but all right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like how he's a goon who's a little like realistic, just like shit. Like that's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
dude, just stop. Stop
He
doing
has
that.
humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I saw him and what's his face once at a Comic-Con. The dude, his brother from Walking
Norman
Dead.
Reedus?
Yeah, Norman Reedus. I saw they were both together at a Comic-Con I went to like 5-6 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, Fillion was at that one too, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, they kept like yelling at people like across, like they'd see another celebrity that was like a bigger celebrity than them, and they'd yell at them. It was funny because all right. Greg Henry plays the detective John Faulkner, noted character actor.
He's in Guardians.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
He's Granddad.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He's a noted character actor. He's been in a million things. He was in Scarface, Star Trek Insurrection. He was in that one. Ballistic X versus Sever. I didn't know about that one. Oh, he was also in Slither. So he seems to be another one of James Gunn's, the James Gunn players.
Yeah, his rep company.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Rounding out the cast, we got Sean Gunn as Toby, Andre Royo as Hamilton. I forgot about Andre Royo.
Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Fringe. Oh, and Party Down.
That's right.
Did you guys watch Party Down?
Yeah.
No.
Party Down I like that show.
He's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
That man can seriously. Oh man.
Oh God, yeah.
He has made me cry so many times in The Wire.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Just being a fucking junkie, which is crazy.
I thought he called you up and just said terrible things to you.
We've got a few what are essentially cameos here too. We've got William Catt as Sergeant Fitzgibbon. William Catt, of course, he was The Greatest American Hero.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
He was in Carrie. He was in Butch and Sundance the early years. In the 80s, he was in a bunch of the Perry Mason television movies. So
did he have a blonde perm in this?
No, it's not a perm. It's still kind of blonde. Like I mentioned earlier, Linda Cardellini as the pet store employee. Rob Zombie was the voice of God. Don Mack was Mr. Range. Zach Gulford is Jerry. Steve Agee as a comic book store employee. Oh, he was an employee? I thought he was just another browser.
We see him asleep behind the counter at one point.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I was confused by that too.
Yeah, I thought he was another patron.
Like a parent of that kid telling the kid to like grab that shit. I think that he was just a shitty employee.
Yeah. Huh. Molly Milligan as Jennifer Helgeland. James Gunn played Demon Swill, the demon from the Holy Avenger.
Flapping his tongue around the whole time.
So I'm making these kids bored or whatever he was trying to.
Right.
Lloyd Kaufman was in here.
Yes.
Yeah. I was waiting to throw that in. Yeah. It was like the trauma version of Stanley. Sorry, Al. Go ahead.
I didn't see him. I knew he was in it, and then I didn't see him.
He was being interviewed on the news.
Oh, okay.
He was also in the crowd when they kill Sean Gunn. He was
they have him listed.
He's screaming at people out of the car window.
They have him listed as 911 man.
Okay.
So this movie exists in the same universe as a film we're going to be doing probably, in a few months. Brightburn.
Oh.
James Gunn produced Brightburn, and there is a photo of the Crimson Bolt in Brightburn, and a conspiracy theorist named Big T in Brightburn has pictures of like actual superheroes like up on a wall, and the Crimson Bolt's one of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's coming up in a few months.
So it's kind of like a Cloverfield thing, like
Yeah.
where they're connected, but
the stories aren't in any way. Yeah, kind of like that.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's about it for our background here. This has 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that's a little low personally. And I've got one review here. Anna W. writes, "You don't need to have superpowers to enjoy this movie about a guy without superpowers." 4 stars.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, that's
All
it.
Right. She's right.
Yeah, no, she's 100% right. I cannot disagree.
I cannot chip through that argument.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. That brings us to the movie. Are you ready to jump on in to Super?
I'm going to get some snacks.
I have some eggs to cook.
Oh, eggs.
Oh, God, yeah. Here we go. This is Super. We open with a voiceover. Frank Darbo tells us that he's only had 2 perfect moments in his life, which has otherwise been miserable.
Yeah, and the one is just so depressing.
Oh, my God.
Like, he didn't stop that crime. He was just like, in there.
Mm-hmm.
You're immediately sad for this guy.
Yeah, just off the bench. Sad for him.
Watching somebody else kiss Arwen made me sad. I felt good for Rainn Wilson, though.
Yeah. 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 Rainn Wilson got to kiss Arwen. So, yeah. Whew. Which, by the way, Dwight from The Office would be like absolutely head over heels about that.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, and the Crimson Bolt as a character.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's with the Scranton Strangler, and this is
That's
like
so great.
Scranton Strangler.
If it was him playing Dwight,
Wow.
that would be awesome.
The Crimson Bolt is such a Dwight style superhero, actually.
Yeah.
So he draws pictures of these 2 moments, puts them on the wall. His wife Sarah is less than supportive.
Don't you think the hands are a little big? What a fucking weird criticism.
I thought they were perfect.
Yeah.
I thought they looked good.
Cartoony hands, they looked great.
Yeah.
Why do you need to critique a crayon drawing?
But he doesn't redraw them. He whites them out and makes the hands extra tiny. He doesn't make them normal size. He makes them extra tiny.
You want them small, you're getting small. God damn it.
So, all right. She's beginning to do drugs and hang out with bad people. Frank fantasizes about murdering her friends right off the bat.
Yeah. That shot of Sean Gunn squirting blood out of his neck.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie is a hard R, everybody, by the way. We get a guy named Jacques who shows up looking for Sarah, compliments Frank's cooking, and then leaves.
So,
which he spells as jock, like jock's trap.
Yeah, like Jock. If I learned anything, it's that bacon loves eggs in this picture.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
How good can you make eggs? I've had bad eggs, but I've had better eggs.
There's at a certain point,
There's some tricks.
I mean, you can do a few things, but at a certain point with scrambled eggs, it was scrambledly made, right? It wasn't fried or anything. Because if it's fried, then it's like really not up to him. But
right.
I mean, there's a few things you can do to make them a little fluffier and like some seasoning in them. But at a certain point, you're going to be putting like salsa or something on them anyways.
Yeah. They also look like shitty eggs, so this is definitely acting.
Like, Kevin, you got to give it your all.
This is like the next moment where you truly feel sorry for this guy. Some dude shows up looking for your wife.
Right.
And you let him in to eat eggs that you just made.
Oh, God, yeah.
It reminds me of that Mulaney joke where he's just like, you could spill soup in my lap and I'd apologize to you.
I heard. So, okay. So we're all aware of Mulaney's recent issues, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently he started doing some shows now, like as a warm up for, whatever. He's a stand-up. They do that. But the one joke I heard post rehab It was like he was talking about the intervention that his friends had, and he was like, "How dare you make me think I was going to get dinner?"
Yes, but where's my present?
Yeah. It was like, "You're all on Saturday Night Live, but none of you are being funny. What's going on?"
Yeah,
I'm here for the 5 o'clock free crack giveaway.
Why don't you have a seat?
All right, so 5 days later, Sarah leaves Frank without even telling him or a note. She's just gone, and everything is gone with her.
She's an asshole.
Yeah, she sucks. She sucks even when she's sober, honestly.
Did she leave a needle? Is that what he found?
Oh, yeah.
He found one thing.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that? I can't tell if that's like a hypodermic needle or...
I think it might have been.
Like a spoon?
It would make sense because at first they show her smoking weed. And they're like, bro, close the door. We've all said. But yeah, she graduated to heroin or what have you.
Pretty quickly, yeah.
So maybe it must have been a syringe.
With the 4-foot purple plastic bong.
Yeah. Your friend has to light it.
It's the most 90s bong of all time.
Right?
For real.
I'd be more insulted that it's like, this is some high school shit.
Right. Next, you're going to have me smoking out of an apple, motherfuckers.
Right. Roll the joint like a human being.
So, all right. Then we get a credit sequence. Dancing, singing credit sequence.
I love this. This is incredible. Yeah. Hand-drawn, weird Bollywood-style dance sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is my favorite part of the whole movie, I think.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, it's not the first time it's been done, but I really appreciated his motivation for crime fighting. Like, it would have been so easy to make it revenge-oriented, which it slightly is, but he just wants to get his girlfriend back, and that's his beef. It just felt nice. So many superheroes have to have some fucking tragedy.
Yeah. No, he slides into crime fighting real easy. Without a whole lot of prompting.
With a unique motivation, I guess that was my point. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So Frank confronts Jacques outside of a strip club. Jacques tells Frank that Sarah doesn't want to see him anymore. Jacques is so just like, dude, this sucks. She left you.
Yeah. Right. Just be cool.
Yeah. It sucks, but what are you going to do?
Oh, he says, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah, he does.
That's right.
He had a little bit of the same energy Christoph Waltz had, where we were, like a ruthless bad guy, but also he's listening and suggestions and very reasonable.
I was nice to you. Yeah. I complimented you on your eggs.
On your eggs.
Yeah. Oh God.
And then his line at the end of this scene is brilliant.
What was it?
Well, because he starts hitting his car and all this shit, and he's like, "Touch it one more time." He does. Touch it one more time, and he does, and he's like, "That's not the kind of touching I was talking about."
Yeah, I'm gonna go
in his car.
Yeah.
So reasonable.
Yeah. So all right. At his job as a fry cook, Frank mopes. Then he goes to the police and asks them to arrest Jacques. The detective he sees tells him he can't arrest him for his wife leaving him.
No, you can't.
No.
Hey, but that's probably where you got good at cooking eggs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his job. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, ties in.
It's all coming together.
Webs.
World building.
I love the fact that he goes to the cops because someone stole his wife.
Yeah.
That is like the whitest shit I have ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
But they stole my wife. Yeah. That's a crime. Stealing's illegal.
She packed her bags, right?
Yeah. She took all her clothes with her.
She told you where she was going. Yeah. No, she didn't, but he knew because of Jacques.
Yeah. So Frank goes to a pet store, thinks about getting a bunny, but doesn't.
Why a fucking bunny, man?
Like all of us.
Why not a puppy? Or like a snake?
I mean,
that's the spectrum.
Yeah.
Snake,
no cats,
dog,
no rabbit.
in the middle, bunny.
Yeah.
I mean, Bunny's kind of right. Bunny's kind of the perfect level of commitment that Frank can deal with. It's not like a dog where he has to walk it all the time.
You can train him to use a litter box.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. You can.
She said.
You put litter in the corner, and they'll go in it. It has to go in the corner, though. We used to sell bunnies.
If he gets a dog, it will eventually begin to tell him to kill people.
Yeah. At home, Frank watches the show about a hero called the Holy Avenger. This was all amazing.
On the All Jesus Network.
The all Jesus Network.
All Jesus all the time.
Oh, man.
All the Holy Avenger stuff was hilarious.
Yeah.
Who was the actress in that? Who was that? She looked familiar. I wasn't sure if it was Alison Brie.
No. It was, I said her name earlier. It's not anyone I've heard of. It was, her name was Molly Milligan.
Huh. Why do I recognize that name? I'll get back to you on that. Anyways.
Wait, it wasn't Michaela Hoover?
Was that it? I don't know.
As Holly?
It wasn't Mickey Moskowitz?
Oh, wait. Maybe it was. I thought
Who were we talking about?
the girl from the Holy Avenger. It might have been. I didn't actually catch what the character's name was. Was it Holly? Was that the character's name?
I think it was.
Okay.
And if so, we're going to see her in Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad.
Oh, interesting.
There you have it.
Huh. So maybe you've seen her in Guardians then, Brian.
Oh.
Or your dreams.
That's true.
Did he already see Christ on the wall?
No, not yet.
Not
We'll get there. Sorry. Okay, so yeah.
We got to get the tentacle porn first.
Yeah.
Later, right.
Yeah. So later, Frank finds Jacques and Sarah, confronts them again. Sarah doesn't want to go with Frank. He tries to attack Jacques' car, and he gets beaten up by Jacques' guys.
She's like, Jacques knows how to draw hands.
I love the whole time. She's like, no, it's just Frank. He's just Frank. It's fine. He's just Frank.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Like, it's true. He is just Frank.
He's just Frank.
At home, Frank prays to God to get Sarah back. He has a bit of an existential crisis. I mean, my God. Why did you put me in this pathetic meat?
Yeah.
I hate you, God, is how he opens his prayer.
Yeah, I hate you, God. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
Are you there, God? It's me, Frank.
Then that night, he has a holy vision. God opens up his brain and touches it, putting the vision of a mask in it. The Holy Avenger then tells him that he is chosen. So like this whole sequence looked great for whatever budget they had. It looked really good.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is where they had the flashback to his other visions, the one of him when he was 8 with Jesus sitting on the wall. Jesus just, don't worry about it. Why is everybody so serious?
I didn't remember what he said. Yes, awesome.
That is
so funny.
It's clear that he has been hallucinating his entire life.
Yeah.
He has been mentally unstable since the beginning.
He might have schizophrenia. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. There's something.
Yeah, for sure. He's mentally ill, without question. So the next morning, he goes to a comic book shop where he meets Libby, a clerk there. She recognizes him as the cook from the diner, and he gets a copy of The Holy Avenger. She wonders why no one's ever just become a real superhero.
After mocking the Holy Avenger.
Yeah.
Pretty severely. But then she says, oh, he's got a point. All it takes to be a superhero is the choice to fight evil.
Yeah, which Frank like really hears that.
Right. Yeah, so that's the thing about Frank. Who knows what the mental illness is, but the old rule of thumb is, you talk to God, that's prayer. God talking back to you is insanity.
Yes. Yeah. So Frank creates a suit. We get a little montage. Then he goes out into the streets to fight crime. The first night he can't find any.
Yeah, but I'm sitting behind that dumpster.
Yeah, just sitting there. And he hears
the next night.
Oh, yeah.
He practices his lines in the mirror. Yeah. Shut up, crime. Here's the crimson bolt. Crime.
Crime.
What did he chase down the street? That he thought maybe it was a crime, but it was like a box.
It was a
cardboard box. I'll go back and get it.
Yeah.
I'll go back and get it.
He wants to make sure that
no weapon.
That his diary, God knows he's gonna get it. Yeah.
Right.
So all right. So he goes to the library to find out where crime is. And the librarian helps him despite his very real human beard. So he goes to the bad part of town and just straight up attracts a drug dealer who rather easily fends him off. But the guys that are in there that are like, I think this is just sunflower seeds glued to a popsicle stick?
Yeah.
So Frank runs home. He goes back to the comic book shop and he gets some books about heroes without powers. He realizes he needs weapons. So at home, he finds his weapon, a pipe wrench.
That'll do.
Yeah, a blunt object will hurt people. Frank, you're not.
Yeah, those are heavy.
Yeah.
I will say I was disappointed to see him not use it as a wrench once in the movie.
Yeah.
It would have been really funny to be like, fuck, I could take this gate off at the place or whatever.
A gas leak.
Yeah.
So he goes back and just beats the drug dealer from the previous scene with the pipe wrench. Just beats him and leaves.
The old beat and leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that myself a few times, but it was different. So we get a montage of Frank training and beating up criminals with his pipe wrench. He's trying to he does some pull-ups.
Yeah.
Then we get a flashback to how he and Sarah got together. She went to jail and rehab. Then she was a waitress at his diner. He gave her a ride to a group, and then they hooked up and got married in just a few weeks. The scene with her and her, I think that was her sister in the diner where Frank is just sitting there saying nothing as they scream at each other.
And when they first had sex, she was crying.
No, then they were both crying. Frank was crying too.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah. Then we see that the Crimson Bolt is making the news. His friend from the diner invites him to the movies that night. And Frank arrives first, gets tickets to wait in line. Meanwhile, a man cuts in line in front of them. Frank freaks out. Goes,
Larry David style.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is such a Larry David or George Costanza move, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, he's done it on curb. Like no cutting.
Yeah. So yeah, Frank goes, puts on his costume in his car, and then beats the man and his companion with the pipe wrench.
Yeah.
You also butted in line when he hits her in the face.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, he's started to go over the edge a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time where it's like, okay, this isn't actually a crime. This isn't like
it's a 7 deadly, sloth, greed, pride, cutting in line.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, you can't just beat assholes up. Like, as much as we don't like to, sometimes you can't.
No. It's a tenet of society.
I'm very curious as to how Frank would fare during the COVID pandemic, like with anti-maskers.
Yeah, or just in like LA traffic.
Oh God, yeah.
Dressed as the Crimson Bolt, stuck in your
pulling the mask on as he gets out of the car.
That night, he prays for a sign to continue being the Crimson. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. At home, Frank is visited. Oh my gosh, no, I keep skipping.
By 3 ghosts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I skipped that. Libby comes into the diner to ask Frank if he's the Crimson Bolt. He denies it. She invites him to a party at her new apartment. Then at home, Frank's visited by the detectives he saw previously. He worries about going to jail, but the detective is just there to follow up on some paperwork.
We both agreed that your wife left on her own accord. We came to that conclusion together. That's what the detective says to him.
Yeah, it's a whole like I need you to sign something that says that.
Yeah,
I need to close this case. Thank you.
Libby at the diner says, "My name's Libby," and don't make some joke about Libby's on your label. It just pisses me off, which I had to look up.
Oh yeah, the brand Libby.
It's a food brand, right?
Libby's canned vegetables.
Yeah.
But then immediately makes fun of his name.
Yeah, right. She does.
Yeah. So
I hope you'll be frank with me.
Let's all be frank.
Yeah. So that night he prays for a sign to continue being the Crimson Bolt. He doesn't receive one, so he throws away his costume and crime-fighting stuff. But then he watches the Holy Avenger and is re-inspired to keep going out. So he retrieves his stuff from the dumpster.
Well, I forget there's a specific line that like Jesus doesn't want you throwing out your calling or your like purity like trash or something.
Yeah.
I got it. It's they knew in their hearts they couldn't throw away what Jesus called on them to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's the line that gets him. Yeah.
Yep.
Because he threw it in the trash, literally.
So he goes to Jacques' house, follows him to spy on him and Sarah. He sees them preparing for a big drug deal and testing a new drug out on Sarah. Frank breaks Jacques' window, but they begin shooting at him and he runs away. I love the fact that they just immediately recognize him. Because that's superhero masks don't actually hide your identity.
Well, and they've had so many run-ins, you know, he's a nuisance now, which I meant to mention earlier when the car touching thing, the way Michael Rooker offered him some good and plenties was just hilarious.
Shaking the box.
Yeah, towards him.
So, all right, yeah. They chase him. They shoot him in the leg, but Frank does escape. He goes to Libby's, who's currently having her party.
Dressed in a trash bag.
He puts trash bags over his costume.
And he demands that she come into the room immediately by herself. I mean, in the movie, her friends reacted appropriately, but I wouldn't leave because her boyfriend's like, should I? I should stay. Yeah. How creepy.
Well, and she screams immediately when he takes the trash bag off. And they're like,
are you screams.
They're right outside the door still. Are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm good.
Well, I mean,
friends.
As we understand, Libby herself doesn't make the best choices, so...
Yes.
That's
that is
true.
the best way to put it.
I meant the other party goes, but yeah.
He reveals his superhero identity to her. She kicks her partygoers out and tends to his wounds as best she can.
By pouring alcohol into his bullet wound.
Straight. That's, oh my God.
Like only a comic book store employee could.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I appreciate the whole, like, no, real people would have no idea how to tend to a gunshot wound.
No, opposite.
They like tied a necktie, or he had tied like a necktie around it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
So she offers to let him stay with her in order to hide out from Jacques and his guys. Meanwhile, the detective sees the picture. I liked how, so all of the artist renditions of Frank became slowly more and more looking like him. Like the first one, he looked like like your standard kind of superhero guy, and but at this point, like it's basically just looking like Rainn Wilson.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see The Office where there was that there was a flasher?
The flasher,
and they do the composite sketch, and it looks exactly like Dwight, but just with a little mustache,
and no glasses. And he's standing next to it at one point. Yeah,
he's
that's
putting
immediately what I thought of when I saw this too.
Yeah, totally.
So the detective realizes that the artist rendition of the Crimson Bolt looks just like Frank. He goes to Frank's house, but Frank isn't there. but Jacques' thugs are, and they kill the detective.
All three of them shoot him.
Yeah.
So many
all of
times.
them. Like, we're the Jacques flock. Take that.
And then they're just like, oh, shit, it's a cop.
Yeah, they are. That's right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Libby suggests to Frank that she be his kid sidekick. She makes a costume and calls herself Bolty.
What were the other names that she had? Kid Bolt?
Bolt Girl, Kid Crimson, and her favorite, the Creeping Bam.
What the hell's a Toro anyways?
Yeah. I thought Kid Crimson. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But Bolty.
Bolty is hilarious.
He sounds like an animated character in a safety video you'd see at school.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, don't go near down power lines, says Bolty.
Yeah, so, all of her moves are like so like 8-year-olds. Like, look what I can do.
The cartwheels. He's like, you can do cartwheels.
But she couldn't. She kept getting up and falling down.
Like kicking in the air. She's so winded by the end of it too.
She does cartwheels about as well as I do.
I'll be your kid's sidekick. How old are you? I'm 22, you know?
Ward. That's
I'm not
Ward
as
age.
you.
Motherfucker.
I don't think we've gotten her ridiculous cackle at this point.
No. She's
that is one of the most endearing and humanizing yet frightening sounds in this movie.
Elliot Page did a great job in this.
Yes.
Because Libby is truly terrifying while also being so sympathetic.
Yeah. It's a weird line that just gets grayed over by the end of the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, Frank is reticent at first, but she convinces him to go fight crime. They don't find any, so she tells him about a guy that keyed her friend's car.
Yeah.
They're boredom.
Holy
just
shit.
like, just seething boredom.
Yes.
Whistling and humming and just like, this is it? This is what you do? Yeah. Immediately, made me feel anxious. So well done.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
The thing she's whistling actually was written by James Gunn. And it was called Moonlight on the Prairie, parentheses, Libby's Hum.
Whoa.
All right.
That was just buried in the credits.
Whoa.
Nice.
So, all right, they go to this dude's house and they just beat and disfigure him mercilessly. Libby goes too far. She's about to kill him. But Frank stops her. He gets angry. She keeps saying his name.
Frank. Yeah.
Well, and he asks her, are you sure this is the guy? I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
She has a bloodlust slightly.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he fires Libby, but on the way home, they stop for gas and run into a couple of Jacques' thugs. They chase Frank down the street. They're about to kill him, but Libby runs them down. Hits one with
she's in her underwear in the back seat.
Yeah, she's changing into her street clothes. Yeah.
But still wearing her mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, her mask, which
and
is
the gloves.
Yeah,
the mask and the gloves.
Yeah,
still
her
on.
mask, which is made out of that like poofy foam stuff that you get at craft stores, and is way less good at hiding your identity than even Frank's mask is.
Yeah, I mean Zorro had a hat also, not just a mask.
Then the George Hamilton version of Zorro had some fabulous hats.
Yeah, but you could tell it was him from that tan.
Yeah,
You could tell.
But all right, so they she pins Sean Gunn up against the wall the same way that Happy did with Whiplash.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
But this has a slightly more realistic effect on him.
Crushing his legs.
Yeah. Frank just shoots the other dude. He gets the gun, just shoots him. And they escape, although the crowd witnessed it, but they're kind of like on their side.
Yeah, they get like applause.
Yeah, and there's that one part where she gives the little girl the thumbs up.
Libby revels publicly in the crushing of evil.
Yeah.
Literally. The literal crushing of evil.
Yes.
And this is the first like uncontrollable cackle that we get.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my God, are they the bad guy? You're the bad guy.
And
Only bad guys
swearing
laugh like
profusely.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Fucking tell crime. Yeah.
The crowd reminded me of a Toxie crowd.
Yeah.
Just so fickle, back and forth and screaming.
Yes, so fickle. At home, Frank decides Libby can keep helping him, but they need better weapons. She suggests they make out. Frank is horrified at the idea.
We get a really interesting. This is something that I think James Gunn does really well. Where she's like, I forget exactly the line that she says, but Rainn Wilson says, "It's between the panels. That's what happens between the panels. Being bored."
Yeah.
She said you
which
don't
is
see
an
him
interesting
getting bored in comic books.
Yeah.
It's an interesting perspective on superheroes writ large, where we only see the action moments.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it was one of the soldier character in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but he said there's never anything to do until there's something to do.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
Yeah.
the stakeout moment where they're both sitting behind the trash can waiting,
Mhm.
right?
and waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
But a cool perspective that we don't really see in a lot of superhero movies, or that don't expressly say what's happening or why that's interesting, why that's humanizing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. All right. So they go shopping. They buy a bunch of guns. They got the Anarchist Cookbook. I recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can buy that.
No, it's out of print.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've had copies of that in the past, and never a book version.
I remember when they used to sell it at Bookman's back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or you could get like a spiral bound copy of it that like people had printed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My grandpa had one because he was a chemist for the fire department, and it was something that you needed to know where people were getting these fucking wacky ideas from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I was never allowed to look through it, so I found my own copy. Thank you, Grandpa. Libby in the gun store was rabid.
Oh God, yeah.
Like bumping into that guy and like gonna kill him with the machete.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's essentially her id is completely let loose at this point, and she's just going hog wild.
chaotic, good.
Yeah. Good. It's
Well, she claims to be. She
yeah,
claims to be,
yeah, absolutely.
You know.
She wants Wolverine claws. They get
Oh yeah.
make some pipe bombs. They practice shooting. They're actually getting pretty good shots. Then we see on the news that public opinion is starting to.
The projectile wrist weapon.
Oh yeah, that
All
one.
right.
Yeah, and when we see on the news that public opinion is starting to swing to the Crimson Bolt's favor.
That comes up later.
Yeah, it's a Chekhov's gun moment.
Yeah, absolutely. That night, Libby wants to fight crime, but Frank is trying to sleep, so she tries to seduce him. When he refuses, she basically just rapes him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a rough scene.
what it was.
That is a rough
It was.
scene.
Yeah. This was wow.
Yeah, well, and he runs to the bathroom and pukes afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And sees his wife's face in the puke.
Yes.
Yeah, that's whoa. But yeah, he's disgusted that he broke his vow to the wife that left him.
Yeah. But then he has a vision immediately. And he decides it's time to go free Sarah.
Yeah.
So they head to Jacques' house. And when they get there, they see a drug dealer, Mr. Range. He's shown up to do a deal for the brand new drug that Jacques has. It's a new drug, the kind that won't let you down. Mr. Range goes in. He's offered several prostitutes, but he wants to be with Sarah while the deal is being finalized. I found it really interesting that Jacques is Mr. Range's Frank, as Frank is to Jacques.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that just comes
Frank's
in
all the way down.
comes in and just takes what he wants. And yeah, he's a step above Jacques as far as this. So let's see. Frank and Libby take out a number of their guards with their new weapons.
She jumps out of a fucking tree.
And Wolverine claws the dude.
Yeah.
That is fucking terrifying. Because what I realized in watching this is that Elliot Page is a tiny person. Like 100 pounds, 4'10", like tiny.
Yeah. Like tree squirrel little person.
Yes. And that jumping down on
sea squirrel.
Yeah. That tiny body jumping down with those humongous claws slashing at you. Dear Lord. They were as big as Libby's arm, practically.
Yeah. They're not a child, but it would be like a child attacking you with Wolverine. Just how terrifying.
Yeah.
Like Kick-Ass.
Yes. Yeah.
Not much taller than Dakota Fanning in Kick-Ass.
Not much. So, yeah. Oh, so they come out. So they use a pipe bomb, which draws the attention of the guys inside. They come out shooting and kill Libby.
Yeah, this was shocking.
I did not expect that at all.
No, or the image that they showed.
Yeah,
her, with her head half missing.
A realistic head wound. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like wild.
Mm-hmm. And this clearly Frank is just like, oh shit. He has like an oh shit moment, but he's like gotta keep going.
He's on a mission from God.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually fires him up.
Yeah. It gets him going.
He just stands there as they shoot at him like it's Pulp Fiction.
With his bulletproof vest.
He attacks with renewed vigor and resolve.
Yeah, and kills the guys with his pipe bombs.
Libby is, before she dies, obviously, is running with the Kevlar vest and falls because the Kevlar vest is so heavy.
Yes, that's right.
That was our last adorable moment.
And she's so tiny.
Yeah.
And the vest is so big.
Laying on her back like a turtle. She can't get right.
So, all right. Inside, Mr. Range, once he hears the Crimson Bolt is coming, calls off the deal.
He's all, no, I don't like this.
Yeah. He's like, the Crimson Bolt. Like, no.
I heard about him in the
news. So Jacques just kills him.
Yeah.
And then Frank does the thing where he swings the body at the window.
Does the Die Hard distraction look behind you?
And shows in, he kills the last of Jacques' guys. Jacques brings Sarah out, hands her over to Frank, but then pulls a gun and shoots him in the arm. They struggle. Frank gets the upper hand and stabs Jacques to death while screaming at him about what you're not supposed to do.
Well, after shooting him in the groin with his shooty blade thing,
his wrist projectile thing that we spoke of,
which you get stabbed in the nards, man. You're not gonna last long.
No, that's
lots of blood flow down there,
and that had a lot of force behind it. That embedded itself up inside his crotch.
Yeah.
The line. Jacques says, "You really think that stabbing me is going to change the world?" And he says, "I can't know unless I try."
Yeah, I love that.
Like, wow, that is a superhero line, but dude.
Yeah,
it's also a Dwight Schrute line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. At this point, it doesn't fade to black; it fades to red.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We see that used a couple of times in the movie, which was an interesting choice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frank takes Sarah home with him, and through voiceover, we find out she got clean again. Left him after 4 months, although he was able to make his peace with that. She went back to school. She had a family. Was that husband? It seemed like that husband was supposed to be someone we recognized from earlier in the film, but I couldn't place it.
I didn't recognize him either. I think that it was just like
so. It was just someone new.
Yeah, just the way Frank talked about him, it made it feel that way. So and we find out Frank's close with them. He's like Uncle Frank to the kids.
Uncle Frank, yeah.
Yeah. Frank now has a whole wall full of drawings of all his perfect moments, and he also has a pet rabbit. Roll credits.
He seemed more unhinged with the wall full of children's drawings than he did beforehand.
Yeah, especially since like the kids' drawings that came to him from like her kids' drawings were about on the same level as his drawings.
Well, and stories of him killing people. They're like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of when I saved your mom from those drug dealers and I murdered a bunch of people. They're like, ooh, I could draw that and send that to Uncle Frank.
When I murdered that French Canadian fella. Jacques.
He was just a football player in the high school football team. Jock. God, that made me laugh so much.
Jock. I can really see how this movie got helped get James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This was.
Did you guys watch all the way to the end?
No. Was there something after credits?
There was no video, but it was just the voice of the Holy Avenger saying, "Sweet Jesus, bathe my hand in the power of God."
I did hear that. I thought you were going to say there was a scene, but yeah, I heard that. That was funny.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion also going to be in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reprising his role as the Holy Avenger.
I hope so.
We can hope.
He's on the Suicide Squad. They had to get him out of his max security prison he was in.
I didn't really have any unanswered questions for this movie. It was
I mean, he did a great job writing and directing. I mean, there was care taken.
I have one unanswered question.
Ooh, what you got?
Does nobody miss the detective who got murdered in Frank's house?
That was never brought up. There was never anything like on the news, like missing detective that I spotted or anything. Yeah,
There wasn't even
cleaned up the crime.
there wasn't even a ceremony at Bird Church or anything.
Bird funerals, man, they're expensive.
Yeah.
They are. It's the cleanup afterwards that'll get you. First, you got to
bird union.
Clean up all the bird poop. Then you've got to clean up all the blood from the 7-way Mexican standoff.
And then you have to see the bird mortician and talk about what kind of
What kind of
that was
bird?
my only real question out of this movie.
Yeah, huh?
Why was there no bird funeral for the cop?
So yeah, that's it. It was really good. I liked it a lot.
Me too.
Yeah, it was shocking at some moments.
Absolutely. I was not expecting.
Cool.
I was not expecting a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked on our text chain. One of you said it's like a trauma movie with a budget and real actors.
Yeah.
Thoreau said that. Yeah, that's a great point. It was.
Yeah. In a lot of ways it is. Like, because shocking, James Gunn's a better writer than Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
Writer director.
Just Dwight Schrute on a one of those glider.
Oh,
God damn it! The surfboard that takes him to Japan.
Dwight Schrute surfs to Japan.
All right.
Yeah. You boys ready to rank it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see what we got here. So,
let's go up to 20.
Let's see. I actually have to go down here.
Yeah, I was feeling somewhere around Orgazmo, maybe because of the Jesus.
Yeah. And the show me a sign. Any sign at all.
Yeah. Orgazmo, Super Capers, and this are all three weirdly about Jesus. Jesus.
I don't know if it's
superheroes.
better than Orgazmo.
It's not better. I love Orgazmo.
Yeah.
Orgazmo is a classic.
Yeah, Orgazmo is perfect in its own way. This had some weirdness to it, but
is this better than Superman 2?
Oh shit! No.
I don't. Superman 2 is so good.
It is.
I mean,
was this better than the Green
Hornet? I loved
Hornet?
it all my life, even though.
I think it was better than the Green Hornet.
Even though what? What were you gonna say?
Oh, even though watching it watching Superman 2 in my 40s, it was a way different experience than when I was a kid.
Oh, sure.
And you see a lot of the flaws with it, but still.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's also it's much older than it was, and you're not a kid. Yeah, absolutely. But
what about it's better than Superman Returns?
I think. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Al?
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a disappointing movie.
I'm suddenly staring at Mystery Men, which is just a little bit below that. And
okay. What about above Green Hornet?
Yes, I will definitely say above Green Hornet.
Yeah, I agree above Green Hornet. So
as surprisingly good as that was.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll put it. We're thinking number 27 between Mystery Men and Green Hornet.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm down. Let's do it. So, there we go. Super goes in at number 27, the 27th best superhero movie out of the 90 we have watched.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't put that way.
Yeah. Which means it's time to talk about next week. Number 91 is going to be Thor.
Yes.
Back to the MCU.
Yeah, it's kicking into gear.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited for this one. I haven't seen Thor in a few years. So,
Same.
yeah, that's, very excited for that one. So thank you, everybody. That kind of draws us to a close. Thanks for hanging out with us on Harmless Phosphorescence. This has been your host, Throw Smiley. And I'm going to go have these nipple rings taken out tomorrow.
I'm Josh Cece, and I'm responsible for the laziness of the boys and girls here at Valley High.
I'm Brian Lesh, and let this be a lesson to you. No butting in line.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I got that rabbit after all.
Aw, so sweet. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.